like stopping aging, the aging process.
Curing aging.
Well, not curing or stopping aging, or however you want to say it.
No,
Because it's not a disease. Aging is it's a natural process. It's supposed to happen.
I understand completely what you're saying, but here's what I'm going to chime in on.
Hey, hold up. Time out. We recording, just so y'all know. All right, go.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know. That's important. I don't believe that's necessary. I believe that life is for the living. So, in a sense, people are afraid to die because they're afraid to live. They go hand in hand, which is one of the reasons I don't allow my fears to control me. And I'm not comfortable telling anybody what my fears are anymore. I've gotten into the habit of saying I fear nothing and no one. And I say that because when you say things enough, eventually you start to believe them. You know what I'm saying? So from me to you, I don't believe that curing aging should even be an idea. I feel like people should be allowed to die. As life is a privilege, so is death, and they go hand in hand. And who's to say what comes after all of this? Who's to say that it's going to be any better? Who's to say that it's going to be any worse? We don't know. But I think that, first of all, people need to stop being afraid of death. Death has become this dark kind of stigma, the Grim Reaper. I don't believe that. I believe death is a beautiful thing, and I think that people should be allowed to die. And age. I think age is a blessing, man. I think if you can live to see 50 years old, honestly, bro, like, to me, I feel like gray in your beard, I give respect to gray beards, man. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that I've always admired when you see a man with gray in his beard, or a lady who's a little old, because they've seen things, they've been through things. So, yeah. And I've always been an old soul. I've had numerous people tell me all my life, you've been here before, which I think is nonsense, but in my mind, it feels like that. Like, life is for the living, man. And the sooner you focus on, not you, but people, as soon as we focus on being grateful for what we have and appreciating our people more, and by our people, I mean our friends, our families. Like, just now, I didn't chime in because I was really appreciating both of y'all, because I have awesome friends, man. I really consider y'all family. So when I hear from y'all don't know how much that affects me, how in a great way. I'm like, oh man, it's good to hear from you, man. So I've just learned to appreciate everything. I've learned to appreciate waking up early. I've learned to appreciate, the small things. Video games. I've learned to appreciate my family. I went to see Avengers Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Just I've learned to appreciate all of those little things that we take for granted. I have both my legs, man. I have both my arms. I got 2 ears. You know what I'm saying? Just I feel like when you have an attitude of gratitude and you just say thank you, to just thank you for everything, to anything, just thank you for your car, man. You don't really think about death and aging. I don't think there should be a cure. I think people should die. And if people were able to see the beauty in death, they wouldn't be afraid of it. That's my piece on that.
I think that was well stated.
Very well stated.
And I would also like to add to that, I think death adds a certain urgency to life. Like, we are pushed to do better because we don't know what's going to happen next.
But don't you think that makes you a coward?
Huh? Why would you say that?
Here's the thing. I had to accept a lot in the last year, right?
Yeah.
And I personally feel like I am a warrior. And by warrior, I literally mean a person who enjoys combat, a person who never backs down, a person who's not afraid of anything. And it doesn't just apply to fighting or exercise or training, nothing like that. To be a warrior through and through, you have to take care of the body, mind, and spirit and have a place of solace, right? So I feel like all our lives, people have told us who we're supposed to be. People have told us what to do. You go to school, you clean your room up, you do this, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. But until you actually sit down and decide who you're going to be, you don't know who you are. That's one of the reasons I'm not dating anyone. That's one of the reasons I keep to myself, because I'm still figuring out who I am at the age that I am. And it's like, why rush anything because of that urgency, right? Because tomorrow's not promised to you. I don't identify with that anymore. I've learned to take it slower. I've learned to appreciate every second of my days. So for me, bro, I feel like personally, they train us to be cowards. They train us to think about things like that. You so focused on the future, right? Not you, but people. People so focused on the future, they can't enjoy right now. You either in the future or you in the past. Everybody that I know, you're either thinking about Friday Night Lights and how in high school you was this, tough guy or whatever, or you think about your college days, or you think about, tomorrow I got a big project due, or, everybody's either in the future or the past. I'm learning to be right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow's not guaranteed, but I think we need to all just take a second and enjoy what we have right now. And I feel like we were trained to be cowards, even though our parents didn't realize it, even though we don't like to talk about it. To make an assumption that tomorrow is going to be there is wrong. But to have that sense of urgency, I feel like you just haven't learned to appreciate what's right now. You know what I'm saying? Even if tomorrow isn't guaranteed.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah, very much so. Like one of my roommates, she recommended a book to me. I think she still has. I'm about to borrow her copy. It's like The Power of Now, or like it just talked about like what like being in the present time.
I've heard of that.
And it's just like learning to really enjoy the moment instead of trying to always. Because think about how much brain, like this energy, we expend on thinking about things in the past, or how much time or how much energy it takes for us to like plan for the future, all that kind of stuff. It's like having plans like that is good, but also at the same time, you want to make sure that you're very present.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I want to add, Ibaka, you were talking about about how you're just enjoying everything. Specifically, you were talking about, you gave a couple examples like, I got 2 arms, I got 2 legs. And something that I have found, especially in my journey with depression, is that like there is a lot of power in quote unquote counting your blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Anytime that you might just be feeling down, man, just take a moment to yourself and be like, man, I woke up today. You know what I'm saying? I can see, I can hear, I can taste food, I can speak.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
nobody thinks about that.
Like, we really take a lot of things for granted,
We do. Like the fact I was able to walk out of my apartment, I was able to afford to go get food. I went to a friend's house and hung out with them. It's like the fact that I was able to even like have, just to have like you have people you can go enjoy being around.
Yeah, man.
It's like people take that for granted, because like there are people out here who like they are truly alone. It's like it's small things like that we don't think about enough.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like it's something that pretty much anyone can do, because at the end of the day, as long as you are both alive and with sound mind, you have something that there are people that just don't. As long as you ain't in a coma, pretty much. Like, I don't mean to I don't mean to make it sound, like that.